Okay, first day in pads. Overall very pleased. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Guys were flying around. It was a real physical practice. I think we went 30 minutes of good on good. Got everybody a chance to get out there and show what they can do. The defense was really flying around. Obviously got a lot of experience back. Offensively rotated a lot of guys, but it was good to kind of see how they reacted in pads. When you're in helmets, you can see, attitude, coachability, effort, things like that. But when you get in pads, everything changes. And from a coach's standpoint, you can really learn a lot. So I think just overall looking, I loved our attitude, I loved our effort and just our approach. But it'll be good for the coaches to see some things, to clean things up. But overall, I thought it was a very successful day. Questions?
What was the quarterback split in the good on good period?
I think Chip tried to rotate just as many as he could. Really, I can't remember exactly how it went. I mean, they all got a chance to get out there with the orange and the blue, and I did a little bit of white too.
How did Jared look during that period?
Pretty good. I mean, I think all of our quarterbacks, did a solid job and looked good.
Is John still working with the quarterbacks right now?
Yes, he worked with the quarterbacks. He also got some reps at some receiver too, but he was primarily with the quarterbacks.
How's he look at receiver? I know it's very early, but
Yeah, I mean, he's got a skill set. Obviously, everybody knows he's a great athlete, but it's kind of really hard to tell. He hadn't got much, but we'll give him an opportunity, and and his attitude's great. He's wanting to help the team any way he can. I mean, he's wanting to compete for the starting quarterback job first.
Yeah, so what's the early takeaway from Malik Willis? Because he's a guy that kind of came on the scene.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of him this year?
Well, Malik's got a very strong arm. I mean, that's really what stands out to me right now. It's just a matter of getting used to a new offense and everything that goes with it. There's a lot of moving parts just with the communication before the play, and then you got the play and the reads and everything that goes with that. But he's got a real good attitude, but he's got a really strong arm.
What about Woody? How's he kind of looking?
Yeah, you can tell Woody's more confident than he was, and starting to settle in. He's got a real strong arm too.
Steele mentioned several guys on defense stepping up in a leadership role.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed those guys kind of stepping forward already in spring?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, anytime you've got guys that have been successful and they have quality experience, that usually equates into leadership. And you can tell there's a handful of guys on that side of the ball that really, has that leadership ability, where the rest of his teammates respond. So you could tell that today.
What are you looking for from the running backs, guys? Because they're obviously both very productive, and other than health and staying healthy throughout the course of the season, I suppose that'd be the top goal after last year. So what are you looking for from them in the spring?
Well, you're always looking to improve, regardless. So looking to improve at all the little things. There has been an emphasis throwing the ball to our running backs out of the backfield a little bit more than we've done in the past. And so I know they're working hard, doing that. Obviously, it's just 3 days into it. But, Coach Horton and Coach Lindsey's been working hard, with the routes and the things out of the backfield. But probably just overall is just, getting better and improving in the little things, from the running back standpoint. Because it's not just running the football, playing running back. It's protecting, it's carrying out fakes, protecting the football. There's a lot of different things that go with that.
still working the same five in the offensive line with Braden at attack.
Yeah, that's the way they started out the day. I know Coach Hand kind of mixed and matched as it went on, and which is normal. We talked about that, just to try to see some different guys with different groups. I mean, this time of year too, I think it's always important that you've got your main group, but it's real important in spring to put maybe a guy that hadn't been with the main group with the other four to see how they react. And so we'll do that throughout the spring. I know there was a couple instances where Herb, did that today.
Who else is working at center?
What's that?
Who else is working at center?
Caleb Kim is really the main one with Austin Golson.
How does Prince Hayden look to you so far?
Who's that?
Prince Hayden.
You can tell Prince is farther along than he was, last fall. And really, even when we had our scrimmages during bowl practice, you can tell he's just more confident. He's had 3 very solid practices. I think he's starting to get comfortable playing tackle, and it takes a while. And I think he's starting to be more reactive and not have to think about things. You can see that with his technique and his footwork and really with his eyes and just the way he carries himself.
How different is he athletically in terms of what he could give you?
Yeah, well, he's really athletic. I mean, he's very athletic. I mean, you know, we recruited him, first of all, he was going to play defensive end. I think he played tight end in high school. He was a very good basketball player. So, you know, just from a skill set standpoint, you know, he's a very good athlete. And, you know, just learning to play the position. And it takes a while. And it takes a while for guys that have been playing the position all their life once they get to college. But I'm real pleased with where he's at, you know, after 3 practices.
Was he one of the ones that worked in with the first team?
I'm not for sure, but yeah, I think he got a few reps. I think he got a few reps with the ones.
Can you talk about Salconell? I know it's just 3 practices, but is he what you thought he might be?
Yeah, the thing that stand out to me about Sal is he has good hands. We knew that. Obviously, he played wide receiver in high school, so he's got a you know, wide receiver kind of ability with his hands. But you know, he's also, you know, he's learned to put his hand on the ground a little bit more and do some things even out of the H-back. And you know, him and Jalen both, I think, had solid days today. You can tell that they are improving. You know, one of the things Chip wanted to do is try to get the ball to the tight ends more and trying to get them more involved. And so, you know, we've tried to do that the first 3 days.
Is he a guy who can probably add a little more weight before you guys play this fall?
Well, we'd like to. We'd like to have him put on some weight. And I think he has that frame that he can do that. I think he has put on, I think they said the other day, maybe 8 pounds since he's been here. So, you know, I think you'll continue to see that, you know, even throughout the summer.
Still early with 3, obviously just 3rd practice, but talk about the receivers, anybody that you noticed?
You know, I think it's more of just as a group, just their overall confidence and attitude. You can tell a difference. They have that year of experience under their belt and playing time, and they're more confident the way they carry themselves. I think they can, you know, you can be a little bit more detailed with the little things as far as coaching, but I think they're off to a good start.
What has Greg Brown brought to the staff?
What's that?
What has Greg Brown brought to the staff?
Well, you know, I think it's just more his expertise. You know, he's a veteran guy. You can just tell that all the players respect him, and he fits in great. You know, he's a great compliment to Coach Steele, and just the way that he's a teacher. I mean, you can tell he's a teacher, and when he talks, they listen. And you know, he's done a great job coaching. He's been around a long time.
What are your plans for next week, and when do you hope to kind of conduct a little bit of some scrimmage work?
Yeah, you know, we'll have a similar practice on Tuesday. We have some things we got to clean up, and then Thursday we'll have a good practice before we go to spring break, and then when we get back, you know, we'll put the ball down and you know, we'll have 3 scrimmages.
Just a bit on topic, but there's the play in the Vanderbilt game where Cunningham leaped over the line, blocked that field goal for you guys. The NCAA's got a rule proposal to basically ban that play. The NFL's also addressing it. Would you like, where do you stand on it? Would you like for that play to still exist, or you want that taken out of the game?
No, I'm glad we don't have that play anymore. I mean, you know, that was, I tell you, what stands out to me about that play is, of course, first of all, he made an unbelievable physical play. You know, when he did it, you know, you just think something's got to be illegal about it, and there was nothing illegal about it. It was just a great play, but I'm glad it's illegal now.
You guys, Marquise McLean, physical, a guy that really impressed you over the last fall. Where do you see him kind of fitting in his role?
He just needs more experience. I mean, he just needs his spring, because he does. He has some physical ability, there's no doubt, and it's just more from a standpoint of learning to play wide receiver, learning the angles to block, learning the angles to run routes. I mean, just the experience factor. But the good thing is he's got a very coachable attitude. He's a great kid. He just needs the experience.
Watching and listening and then meeting with Chip Lindsey after practices, how's he changed in the 3 years since he's been here, and what do you like about the way he's running things in practice?
You know, I mean, he's, of course, you know, he's been a head coach, even though it's high school level. He understands, you know, how to work with people, how to build relationships with players, how to build an offense, and strategically the steps that it takes. And that's what's really stood out to me. I mean, just his leadership, and you can just tell the players are very confident in him. And he's off to a very good start with them. And it's been good to sit there and watch him work, and so it's been impressive.
Would you say he's methodical?
What's that?
Would you say he's methodical in that way?
Yeah, he's a teacher. There's no doubt. I mean, he's got a plan. He's very intelligent, and you know, he's a great communicator. He's very direct. Puts things out there, and he's off to a very good start. And I think if you would ask our offensive players, they would say the same thing.
Gus, you talked about cutting down the reps on quarterbacks at some point this spring. Will it be next week, or do you think you'll wait till after spring?
Say it again.
Talking about cutting
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
yeah. You know, I'm leaving that up to Chip. I mean, I think you know, he's just gotta, once he feels a certain way, and then he'll make the call.
Can you tell that Kevin's gonna maybe tinker a little bit in this year 2, spring number 2 for him?
Say it again.
Can you tell that maybe Kevin may tinker with a couple of things?
You know, I think so. I mean, you know, Kevin is really, you know, like you said the other day, is just going back to the basics and building it back up. And but after you get to that point, then he can look at some things, and he has a plan to do that. And so, you know, he'll leave spring and kind of know, you know, what our strengths are and what we need to build for the fall. And but the fact that he's back for the second year, he knows his players. They know him. He's going to have a lot more flexibility than he did, you know, last year.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Thank you.